So, since it's been a while, it's probably best to start from the top and, like I said, kind of do a quick rundown on everything that has happened so far. So, we met our current party traveling north in the company of a caravan headed to Lynn Ward. Each one of you with your own mission or goal at hand. Travel itself has become quite perilous in recent times, as beasts and creatures of all sorts have been making their way out of the mountains, where they were mostly isolated, out into the lowlands below. As you traveled, a few of you would pick up on the feeling that you were being followed and watched. Strange glimpses of movement from the tree line put a few of you on edge until the caravan reached a checkpoint, or what should have been one, rather. Carwin, a member of the war band of the West Wind, protectors of the road of Vogia, had called for assistance, and as you'd approach, you would see him with an arrow kind of sticking out. He would ride off to chase down the would-be attacker, while the rest of you faced off with a strange, out-of-place creature, a massive centipede emerging from the rubble of the ruined checkpoint. After clearing the creature as well as the pathway through and collecting Carwin, who had fallen into unconsciousness, one thing that became apparent to you was how strange the state of the ruined checkpoint had been. Overgrown as if it had been abandoned for some time, but that was assuredly not the case, as one of you had just passed through this area weeks prior. The only thought left in your mind, but one that could not be, strange magics, and potentially even something even older. As the caravan pressed forward, you rested for the evening prior to your arrival at Lynn Ward. During this time, a few things happened. Shad happened to catch a number of hobgoblins that had come out of the mountains, needing water, and continuing on their path. Oh yeah, wrong one. Whoops. They informed him of an established base within the Dismal Mire. And for Bedivere, just as the morning sun rose, he caught a glimpse of an unusual cloaked individual, momentarily seeing what looked to you to be a large black snake coiled around him before the cloak cut off any further sight. Regardless, this strange individual would have just given you kind of like a simple nod and continued on his own path. You finally arrived, Carwin requesting you all to join him to meet with the chief of Lynn Ward, Owen Battleborn, so that you may recount the events from your perspective and confirm his own. After a tense conversation, you were enlisted to help with looking into the rumors of elves attacking the walls, and ridiculous suggestions of Thanean knights. If elves were truly attacking Lynn Ward, then this might mean large-scale war between Vogmeldir and Thaneas. That's something that seemed wise given recent events with large city-states going to war. Information was also learned by all that Shad himself was himself a hobgoblin. Hobgoblins, to the majority, or to most of you, are a warring folk, and typically seen as an enemy. However, recent events seem to point towards something else, right? In any case, Bowen was intrigued and tasked Talifer to figuring out exactly what Shad, and by proxy the hobgoblins might be up to, right? Thinking that maybe Shad was a part of the scheme of the hobgoblin. And so, you all went about the various tasks within the city itself, kind of buying equipment, sending letters, and tracking down leads. One lead for Bedivere, a young girl having gone missing. In connection with this, there was a drawing similar in a number of ways to a creature that Bedivere himself had been hunting down for quite some time. And so, as you regrouped and decided on the task at hand, you walked until you reached a crossroads of sorts. Continue one direction and look into the rumors of elves and Thanean knights, or choose the opposite direction and hunt down a legendary creature that has taken the lives of many and yet to have been caught or found. And so, let's see. Let me get some music going, and that is where we will pick up. We jump right in. So, yeah, just try to ignore it. Absolutely. So, as I guess now 4 of you, right? We're gonna go ahead and retcon that it has always been you 4, right? So, as you're gonna reach this crossroads, I remember last session there being, it was kind of like up to vote, and I think it was like 2-2 with, 1 being a tiebreaker. We can revisit this now. Having been some time, maybe, some choices have changed, right? But yeah, you essentially stand at a crossroads between your choice to move forward.
Well, I vote we head west.
Boy, what's west?
The places we need to see.
I'm not sure if we're supposed to be heading west or not.
You would, to track down the elves, it's continuing north into a wooded area. West leads towards the lake from your current path, which is where...
go towards the Duras Mountains. We went through this last time that Shad was trying to convince everybody to go west because that's where he wants to go. I think we're actually heading something like northeast.
Yeah, like northeast slightly. But you have a chance to head to the west, specifically to head closer to the lake, which is where the lead that Bedivere has currently been able to draw up comes from.
I'm happy to go with whatever we decided last time. I can't quite remember what we decided.
Okay.
I don't know about everyone else.
There were 2 missions, weren't there? There was somebody was missing, and there was some beasties.
Yeah.
And they were both around the same place.
Yeah. Let's do that one.
All right.
Well, I think did we decide missing person because it was pretty much where the beasties are anyway?
Yeah.
It was along the path, basically.
Yeah, small detour was it? It was, yeah.
As long as Bedivere remembers this favour that we're doing him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ash was the tiebreaker, and now he's gone.
Yeah, now he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries.
The oldest person gets to break the tie, right?
Fucking orcs.
Deciding to head west, actually, to head closer to an area by the lake that seems to be a popular kind of swimming, I want to say not a grotto, that's like a cave, right? So kind of like a swimming spot that
I don't want to say grotto, so I'll say hole.
Well, grotto's like a cave, right?
I'm just taking a piss. Yeah. It's a swimming hole.
yeah, totally different, dude. A very popular lakeside swimming spot, particularly for the kids in their like lower younger adolescent children. So, Shad points forward and says, right. So deciding to head on west. Even on approach, the lake isn't that far out. I mean, the lake of Lake Muldir generally is a huge, right? Huge lake. Sorry. So Lake Muldir is a huge lake. So even from a distance, as you start to approach. I mean, you can see it, and the typical, right, very, very common for Lake Muldeer to essentially kind of be cast in this this like mist or fog, and so even from a distance, I mean, you know, you're essentially heading straight into this pretty dense fog. You have spent the majority, so you spent basically the morning half of the day kind of settling affairs within Lynn Ward, right, before meeting up with Bowen, settling affairs, right, chasing these leads, and, you know, buying the equipment and stuff that you were able to get a hold of. So we kind of start now, basically, right, about 12 o'clock, right? You've got a number of hours still left ahead of you of sun, but about half the day, half the sunlight is gone, essentially. So, as you start on the path, the mist kind of heavy, even in the sun, even in the daylight, it still feels like there's like this dark, kind of like shadow that kind of hangs over the lake itself. So, as you are making your way, if you could, go ahead. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have everybody roll a general perception check real quick.
No, 19.
14.
Yeah, Mom, do it. Twice.
It was the same, but
that's a
There
good
we go.
sign.
great. So.
Take the higher of the two.
Get the low ones out early, that's fine. Shad's looking for sparkly things.
Absolutely.
Shad's never seen mist before.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I guess by manner of
I've been here before. I'm used to the mist.
yeah, exactly. You know that despite its dreary look, right, it's not necessarily an issue, right? Kids come, they play here, like it's not a big deal whatsoever, but it does look a bit harrowing, you know, from the outside.
Yeah, it's a bit intimidating being surrounded by it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Exactly. So as you start to approach, you've got your eyes peeled, right? You're used to kind of traveling this area, so it's
Is
not.
everyone around me looking fairly? They're not particularly agitated or anything.
No, yeah, like, you know, Deidre, Bedivere, Shad, everybody else is just kind of like continuing along, right? No,
Okay.
doesn't seem like anything has kind of caught anybody else's eye.
I'll just be plucking my loot in a soothing manner as we're walking along. Then.
Absolutely. So with the 19, yeah, as you're kind of plucking at the loot, right, just kind of a bit more relaxed, you know. The others aren't agitated, but certainly you're the most relaxed in this moment, right? All very familiar to you. And so as you kind of approach, it kind of catches you off guard when out of the corner of your eye you see like the shadowed figure of somebody kind of standing by a tree, kind of looking at you. And as soon as you kind of turn and, you know, throw your head in that direction to kind of get a full view, it's nothing there. It just seems like maybe a mess of bushes, kind of just playing tricks on the eyes, right, so to speak.
I won't mention it to anyone else. But did I notice any specific details? Did anything stand out, or is it just gone?
It seemed, I mean, like, as best as you could put it, it just seemed like there was a figure kind of standing there, like, you know,
Okay.
like casually standing there, right, just kind of looking out.
I won't mention anything for the minute, but I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Absolutely. As far as everybody else, Deidre, Bedivere, and Chad, this mist, this fog kind of makes things very weird as you pass through. You're kind of you're following along this very obvious trail, so it's not like you're walking directly into like a wild, you know, like overgrown kind of wooded area, but there are a number of trees kind of like on either side, kind of mirroring the sorry, not mirroring, kind of like walling the road a bit. And for all three of you, like you see what you assume are things, and your head kind of quickly snaps into that direction, only to find it gone. Right, things like as if somebody's standing there, as if somebody's following along, as if somebody's moving with you. This kind of keeps catching your eye, but it's every time you look, it just seems like it's just part of the mist, kind of part of the fog, kind of rolling in the darkness of the lightly kind of shadowed wooded areas.
Is this like known to the area, or?
Yeah. This is basically what it's like down by the lake, essentially. But even the fog itself is kind of like giving this darkened feeling to the air. As you like walk through it, it's not as bright as it should be, right? It's not as much daylight as you would expect. For whatever reason, it seems like it's closed. It's kind of almost bearing down. And we'll say that that's a thought that Bedivere has and kids play her, because it is really weird. Like it strikes you as very strange that kids would come to a place like this and play. Maybe it's particularly dense, right? Maybe they don't typically come out, at times like this. Unsure to you, Bedivere, currently. But the fog and the mist is really heavy right now, which, and if it's like this at all times and kids are coming down here and playing, very weird. Shad wanted to do something?
Well, Shad was just going to lean down from his mount on Erasmus and says to Deirdre, it's very weird around here with this fog. The shapes in the fog, it's like people are following us, I keep seeing things. I once saw a bluebird the size of a bloody chicken, and it's weird like that.
Yeah, that's just the lake for you. It's
I'll
it's
be honest.
funny to imagine, when the sun's overhead and you can see the clouds. Sometimes you also make figures out of the clouds. Well, at the lake you just see figures in the fog. It's nothing to worry about.
Well,
Usually.
it's a new experience for me. Even though I'm a local lad, I've never been this close to the lake.
What do you feel if you're up close?
All right. Bedivere?
Well, Shot, you never know what could be playing tricks on you. It might not just be your mind. The kid has gone missing. Always be perceptive, stay awake. It's the thrill of the hunt.
Look, my mind is like a steel trap. Isn't that right, Timmy? And Shad will just look down to the other side of the horse where there's no one.
All right. And Talif?
Just hearing all of the others like talking about this and maybe being a bit on edge as well. Talif will just start singing a fairly sort of haunting song about the like a myth about water nymphs and people getting lost in the mist or something like that on the lake. I'm sure he would know something or other about it, so we'll just start singing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. So, so as you kind of start to pluck along and sing this maybe a little off-putting song, right? To those.
Yeah, a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Just sort of teasing people.
Kind of like woo, when
exactly,
it's spooky.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, telling the ghost story, but as a song.
Absolutely. Okay. I'll let you all feel free to kind of decide how you may react to that. But continuing closer, go ahead, Bedivere.
I'll just tell him. It's all fun and games, but make sure that you don't say any words you will regret if they become your last words. Having a stroke again, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't regret anything that comes out of my mouth.
Perfect.
It's your decision.
So, so you continue drawing closer, and yeah, I mean, as you get closer, it does start to feel pretty. I'm gonna say that the playing kind of feels a bit, the tongue-in-cheek nature, right, of the situation that you're currently in, and the music playing, it kind of like livens the tone just a little bit, right? You realize that it's really just the fog kind of playing tricks in your eyes, and even though you're still definitely on guard, you're not as kind of overcome with like this, every little thing you see, immediately kind of twisting and turning your head in either direction. And so, as you strum along, you continue on for about 15-20 more minutes, and you can hear the water, right? The water from the lake, kind of the waves of it kind of crashing inwards. So, I think best to go ahead and there we go. So, you may change your character's placement up as you wish. But in any case, yeah, fair enough. So, looking out, as you approach the edge and this kind of strange dock, the gentle waves of the lake kind of wash dead leaves up against the edge of the shore, which is pretty muddy. You can see how in better light, this would certainly be like a pretty fun location for people of all ages to kind of come swim, spend time out by the lake. Chad, go ahead.
Would you look at that, his little boat? Should we give it a go? Erasmus, you might have to stay there.
So, you step forward, Chad, kind of out onto the, it's like this, as you get closer, you see it's kind of like a rickety, kind of like this rowboat. It kind of floats. You can hear it kind of, the knocking of it as it kind of knocks up against this. It's hard to call it a dock at this point. It's probably closer to like I guess it is a dock. It's just like a small kind of rotting wood dock. Tal?
I'm not quite sure on the merits of sailing off into the middle of Lake Muldair. How about we take a look around first? I don't I mean, Shad, please don't let me stop you from just sailing off into the sunset, but I'm not quite sure of the point right now.
Well, that's an odd thing to say, because you can't see the sun at all. But, what's the worst that could happen?
Do you know what he just said about your last words?
Oh, those won't be my last words.
I'll remember those. We'll carve them on your tombstone.
Shad, was that your interaction as well?
Yes. Shad is up near the boat. Shad would like to cast his eye over the boat. If people have gone missing in this area, to see if there is any evidence or that they've used this boat, that people have been here. Just what does Shad find?
Fair enough. Roll me a perception. And while you're doing that, Deidre.
Yeah, Deidre would like to crouch down and take smell the lake, take a good look over it, and put her hand in and take a small drink from the lake to see if she tastes anything weird.
Okay. See if you taste anything weird. Is there a specific kind of check you're like angling for here?
Well, it depends. Could be nature, could be survival or herbalism, or probably occultism is a bit too far of a stretch. But
Yeah, I'd say, let's go herbalism. I'll give you herbalism specifically because like maybe you're looking at like the what types of herbs you can find like along the shore and stuff like that.
yeah, more like in her skill of potion making.
Fair enough.
Almost 20.
So Shad, as you walk out boldly onto the dock's edge, you look around. It's very tough to tell in the mist. I mean, of course, like I said, this in the light of day, this location would be quite nice, right? This would be, as long as, or sorry, not in the light of day, with a lack of fog, right? Like a little bit less. This location would be, quite nice on like a sunny day. Looking at the boat itself, it's definitely old, but it's not like abandoned old, right? If it had been like just outright abandoned, nobody had been out here, in quite a while, surely you would have like more indication of that, right? This looks like there is at least a little bit of upkeep, maybe by the children or adults that may come out here and spend time out here on better days, right? So it has like a very rough look to it, but it's still serviceable if needed, right? I will say with a 14, it takes you a second and you kind of have to squint your eyes to fully let them adjust, trying to kind of peek past the bits of the mask as well. It takes you a moment, but you do see, largely covered by fog, but the wind kind of shifts just a little bit, and you see what appears to you to be a small kind of island protruding from the dark waters out further beyond the shoreline. And with Deidre, you're looking in the area around here. There are a number of, we'll say like minorly beneficial, herbs and plants. Definitely looks like, like maybe some people kind of, occasionally take, from this location here and now, but for the most part looks largely undisturbed. As you dip your hand down into the water, to kind of, I guess, take a sip, tastes like like slightly green lake water, I guess, whatever that might taste like. Shad.
Well, ladies and gents, there appears to be an island just out there in the fog. Just so you know. That's it.
Fair enough. Better.
Then let's go.
All right, so you boldly step forward as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there even room for the four of us on the rowboat, or?
I would say there is, but before there's any opportunity of that, all four of you go ahead and roll me a quick perception check here. Actually, sorry, I'll use Deidre's and Shad's, so Bedivere and Talfer, you could.
Okay. 20.
20. Okay. $14. All right. So, Talifree, you still have got the loot, right? Drawn. Yeah. You're still. That's exactly what's happening. You're still kind of singing along, right?
That's my last line.
Yeah.
Just as we noticed the chef does that.
Well, yeah. Last words. Bedivere, as you kind of, as you say, like, well, let's go then, right? And you step forward, immediately kind of following up behind Shad. As you reach this point, just as kind of Shad, I don't know, maybe Shad at this point, you're still kind of like contemplating the step from the dock onto the boat, right? You're right there basically at the edge, but your focus is more towards that boat and maybe the land or the island kind of out further. Bedivere, you see what appears to you to be a dark kind of shape within the water. And I'm going to say that you give... You realize that something is about to surface right here, in this direction. And I'll say that if you would like, you have the ability to notify the others so they're not completely caught off guard.
Yeah, I'll take the opportunity to grab Shad and like pull him back and take a step
Well,
back
no, I'll
myself.
say you're still where you are. Yeah, you can't move.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can kind of notify.
And then I'll point it out and yeah, brace
Okay.
myself.
Fair enough. So you call it out, right? And just as you do, something breaches from underneath the water, splashing out into the light, carrying what looks to be a large, long spear, poised to throw it immediately, right? Like out of the water, it's already like drawn back, and spears being hurled in no direction. This is what you'll see, and we're gonna go ahead and hop into combat, and I'm going to there we go. And yeah, so if everybody could, or yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll start fresh since it was like an alert given.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that's not perception that I can use.
Fair enough. Okay, so right. So as we begin, the creature already prepared with the spear, surfaces out of the water, and immediately, with the large, or with a, it looks to be almost like a trained throw, it immediately, we'll say 1 and 2 Shad, 3 and 4 Bedivere here. Bedivere. So. Okay, the other creature will pop up, throw the spear in your direction.
Hit.
All right. Let me see. What does this do? Ooh, okay. All right. So, not that. All right. Perfect. So it's going to rush out and throw the spear, and then with it, kind of like in the same action, is going to use a secondary action to withdraw its long spear, which it kind of keeps with both hands. And its third action is going to move right up here. And that'll be all 3. So, Talif. As this strange beast kind of emerges from the water, immediately throws a spear that kind of slashes Bedivere as it passes by, now drawing what looks to be like an even longer spear as it pulls itself free from the water.
Okay, I will. Are you happy to say that I already had the loot in my hands as I was playing it, so I don't need to waste an action on drawing that as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll draw that. And then I will move up and say, "Oh, fish face. Have I ever heard of anything like this before?"
You can make a check.
Is that, would you class that as an action?
It'll give you a bonus if you make a good check. That's what I'm saying. So
I'll just hit it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I will just hit it with my loot then.
Yeah, because there are in Pathfinder there are recall knowledge checks, and it'll give you like you'll know their weaknesses, stuff like that. Yeah, you step forward and you swing the loot, and it seems like the creature is a bit more, a bit dexterous
too slippery.
Yeah, a bit too slippery.
Okay.
Exactly.
Could I make a recall? So that's, I've done move, I've done attack. Could I make a recall knowledge then to see if that helps for next time?
Yeah,
If I
absolutely.
remember what they are. Where would that be? Under actions?
So it's in this case you would just make a
Investigate.
No, you would actually just make like a skill check. So I think here, society could work. Yeah. Think that. There you go.
Ah.
What was that? It's a 9. You still get something for it. Let me see. So you're trying to remember exactly. You know what this creature is. They're typically not seen in the lakes at all. This creature is very out of place right now. Typically, you find them along the actual coastal edge, with the sea, not a lake. What this looks like to you looks like a sea devil, right? Kind of colloquially known as a sea devil. These are creatures that are not very. They're not very physically strong, and they're not very mentally strong, but they're very commonly kind of subjected under somebody else's control, right? They typically don't make decisions for themselves.
Shad, are they any relation of yours?
Oh, what would you say? What would you mean by that? I say, what a hurtful thing.
No, I'll leave it at that.
There you go. All right. Shad up next.
Shad is going to, as a free action, go, "Ugh!" And he's going to use his summoner dedication. Question, Trill, is this going to cause you a problem? Have you got Binky ready?
I got Binky ready. Yeah, we got Binky ready.
Okay. Right, how do I... So...
I'll drag him onto the scene.
Yeah, so that's what he's going to... He's going to summon Madfast the Dolian. I was going to... Looking at having him erupt from this vegetation here, out of the mist.
Okay. Okay, yeah, kind of like a dog, like rushing into...
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, yeah, from
over
there,
here.
because,
Okay.
yeah,
All
it's... we're keeping the pretense that this is nothing to do with Shad.
What the fuck is that?
And for the second time, Shad will go, "Ah!" I think... I can't remember that. That's one action used.
Yeah, I think it's the... Well,
But the Dolan can't do anything on the action when it's summoned, can it?
well, actually, so Manifest... I don't know. Your Eidolon appears in an open space adjacent to you and can then take a single action. If your Eidolon was already manifested, you unmanifested. So I'm going to say
it's
that.
the adjacent.
I think it's different though, because Chris is an Eidolon. It's not an Eidolon.
Shut the fuck.
Yeah.
I'll say that for the sake of this, because I'm assuming that you've probably had Binky already manifested, just not near you, right? Like trailing from a distance.
I was actually thinking of doing it on the path earlier, but I haven't said it, so I don't mind if I tell you what, let's have it erupting from the water onto the pier next to Shad.
Okay. All right. But the thing is that the manifest Eidolon activity is a 3-action move. It would take
Right,
all your
okay.
actions to do that.
Then that's it.
Oof, okay. All right. Yeah, fair enough, I guess. So as you are doing that, as Binky kind of, at least to you, right, known to you, erupts from the water behind you and jumps up onto the dock's edge, another creature is going to also make its presence known as it erupts from underneath the water out. And I'll say closest is actually Deidre, so Deidre, yeah, I think it'll just be a straight attack. So one of its actions is actually erupting already. The second action is to throw the spear. Oof. That is a critical hit. Piercing or slash. Okay. Okay. All right. And that is on. So. Okay. So, Deidre, as you are standing, we'll say at this point you're probably still, like, you've caught on enough. You're still kind of like drawing yourself to your full height after taking a sip of the water. And then suddenly this creature erupts from underneath the water and throws this spear in your direction. As it passes through, it opens up a deep wound, cutting you along, and a bit of a spray of kind of blood erupts from the wound. When that happens, you notice a strange. You notice the creature that attacked you has a strange kind of effect. The blood erupting into the air seems to have some sort of crazed effect on the wild beast, and its final action is just going to be to move closer. As the eyes, the pupils kind of dilate a bit and kind of focus in directly on you. That'll be all three of its actions. Bedivere.
Okay, I will draw the weapon. I'll just click that twice because I forgot to sheath it last time. Then I'll go for an exploit vulnerability on the one to my right.
Fair enough. Oh man.
I'll do the check.
Surely. There's not a. Okay, so flash. I would say that is a critical.
Okay.
And let me give you the details. So you learn all the creature's resistances, weakness. So it doesn't have any like resistance, weaknesses, or immunities as it typically would. Although it is very vulnerable to anything that attacks its body. So meta-wise, fort saves. And anything that attacks its mind will saves.
Okay, I also get a free recall knowledge as I crit succeeded because of diverse lore. Anybody got any wishes? Otherwise, I'd like to ask whether they hunt in packs, whether we could expect more.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at these these look like the. If you were ever to encounter creatures like this, this is probably like the first line that you would encounter. These are like the ones that kind of go out and scout the area. There are others within this like this creature line that are much larger, much more powerful.
That's not good news, but certainly news. And for my last action, I'll try to attack it. By the way, I'm choosing the mortal antithesis for the extra damage because it doesn't have a weakness.
Okay, fair enough. Definitely hits.
Okay. So that's the damage without the antithesis because I forgot how to put that in.
Yeah, with implements empowerment. How much is the entity? It's like just half your level, right?
It's 2 plus half my level. I think I'm opening up the formatted page again.
Alright, say it's 3, I think.
The personal antithesis, the mortal was the one where you exploit vulnerabilities, and it's 2 plus half my level.
Okay, so I think they do round, so I think it'd be 1, so it'd be 3, so 11 points of damage total.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll take the 8 there, and then I'll just do it myself with the remaining. Yeah, you slash across the creature's back, and I'm gonna say that, I mean, just this single attack, this single strike, cuts deep into the creature's flesh. I mean, it doesn't have much resistance. It's not wearing any type of armor, right? So this is just weapon straight into flesh and kind of bone. And you leave a large wound in the back of the creature. It doesn't look like it can handle much more.
And I'll, at the end of my turn, just tell them, well, there could be more, you know, that's what they're weak against. I haven't seen anyone use any spells yet. I want to remind everybody of that. So
Yeah.
I'm really sad that we can't exploit that weakness.
Fair enough. And so I guess with that, just as you mentioned, other creatures, right? Another one kind of erupts from the water on the opposite side's edge. It's going to, let me see, it's going to swim. Say this all through water, so 15. Yeah, I think it'll get here. I think it'll focus on Chad in the same. So 1 movement, 1 to burst, 1 to move, and final to throw the spear. Which hits, and Chad will take 6 points. So, all right, and Deidre.
Yeah, with the creature attacking me, I would like to stare it deep in the eye and cast some phantom pain on it.
Perfect. All right, so as it kind of approaches, right, looking to overwhelm you potentially. Oh, an unfortunate succeeds. It takes full initial damage, but no persistent damage. So go ahead and roll. Still, at the very least, as you target this creature, it definitely has an effect, right? The eyes that were like initially fully dilated kind of, you know, almost return kind of back to normal momentarily, and it seems like the creature's having to shake off some sort of pain that has kind of befallen it, but then it refocuses itself.
And for my last action, I would just like to retreat.
Yeah, it does not have the ability to attack as you leave, so
And I'm not sure if I can open like my backpack with a free action or if it's a full action.
that is a full action, unfortunately.
Yeah.
To
No, we'll just save it for
interact, essentially. Is that where you want to move?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Like a bit behind the tree, hidden from. Well, not.
Yeah,
You
try to
know
like,
where I
hide
am,
yourself
but
a little bit.
just not in direct line of sight.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. And you unfortunately take. Oh no. Let me be sure about this.
Hero point.
I think you take double. So you take an additional 8. And then let me see.
What was it what was said about hero point, or can't a hero point use?
Oh yeah, right, sorry. Yeah, I guess sorry, I'll go ahead and
It's reroll and keep the new result, or?
yeah, it's reroll and keep the new result. And I'll give you the HP back. So you're not at okay, so just normal failure. Okay. So then you lose 4, so that'll put you here. Okay. Alright. And you are still bleeding. But thankfully you're not bleeding even worse, which is what I think happens if you critically fail on a bleed check.
Yeah, I know it affects all too familiar.
Okay. Alright. Coming back around, Talifer, you've rushed forward into the fray with this creature. It does have its weapon drawn, so it is going to take a... Actually, I think it's going to... Yeah, it's going to snap its large kind of jaws in your direction.
Can I nimble dodge it?
Can you nimble dodge it? Yeah. Is that a thing too?
It is a thing.
Plus 2 AC reaction.
Oh man, really nice. Yeah, so you are able to, because it only hits by +1. You are able to just narrowly avoid the strike from the creature as it snaps its jaws in your direction.
Way too slow, fucker.
Yeah, very. Yeah, good move, dude. I think as it just narrowly avoids, I think it's enraged enough to go for a second one, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know how reactions work. Can I do it again?
No, and this time it wouldn't work, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, so the first one snaps, and you're able to nimbly dodge away, but then it stays in the fray rather than kind of returning, and then just bites down a secondary time. You take 7 points of damage.
You got me that time.
And for its final action, I think it's going to I think it's going to dip back into the water behind it.
That probably got a move trait, right?
A move, yeah.
Yeah, I can hit it.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
it's definitely moving. So go ahead and
Nice.
definitely hit.
Ah,
Minus the plus the antithesis.
Yeah, so 9 total. All right, let's do that. Let's see. Okay, all right. So it's still able to move, but yeah, like not. Yeah, I mean it's the second strike and it really cuts through it. The creature looks badly wounded at this point. So it's gonna kind of dip down into the water, and from what you can see, like the blood that's kind of coming out of the wounds kind of ekes out of the creature and into the water around it. And it's gonna stand almost like guarded. We'll say at this point it's probably about like neck deep in the water, right? Just the head of the creature and the tip of the long spear, kind of stand there almost defensively, guarded against further attack. with
So,
Shaduri.
where it is then, would it be half cover or full cover?
No, I wouldn't
No.
give it any bonus to cover. Yeah.
Okay, so if I change the grip on my loot then to one-handed, I'm going to draw my hand crossbow and I'll take a shot at it. So that's one action, and I'll take another shot with my hand crossbow at it.
Okay. Definitely hits. Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, the arrow, the bolt kind of pierces through the water, and you see the reaction from the creature as it definitely hits, and like a bit of a plume of more blood as it kind of eats. Okay, this creature looks really messed up, and I'm gonna say at this point, it's even given hints that it's about to like turn tail, essentially.
Can I take another shot at it?
All right.
-5 on it. Or do I need to reload? I can't remember. Is that a free action? I can't remember. If
Reloading. Let's see the hand crossbow.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it'll tell us real quick. Yeah, unfortunately, it does take an action to reload.
Yeah.
Yeah, just when the
Oh, well.
when the
And I
crit
critted it as well.
Unfortunately.
Okay, I will do Bon Mot on this one over here then. That's my final action, instead of reloading. So Bon Mot is a diplomacy check within 30 feet, and I'll just say, hey, you slimy fucker, come over here, join the party.
Wow. You got the success. So, there you go. Good stuff. Let's see. -3 to. Okay. Wow. Nice. All right. Yeah. It definitely looks. The creature kind of like, you know, having already had its head right, kind of like mess with. Kind of turns, you know, sharp-eyed in your direction. It seems you have gained the creature's ire. So, Chad.
Just a question on that. Does Taylor actually gain panache on that success?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what panache is. I know it's like the core mechanic of a swashbuckler. I don't really know what it is.
It's a +1, I think, isn't it, Trill?
Well, depending on which kind of panache which feat you have associated with it.
Oh, Trill, don't ask me this sort of stuff, man.
Yeah,
You get movement speed and +1 on your athletics and your skill to your main stat, and you can do cool finishing moves with a few additional feats.
You have confident finisher. So essentially, you gain it. So the finishing is a spectacular move that uses this panache, right? You can only do the finisher, right? So a confident finisher. Let's see. Yeah, the finisher just allows you to. It's essentially like a sneak attack almost, right? That's like the. It gives you an additional 2d6 to your damage.
When can I use that?
Whenever you hit, you strike with flare. You have to strike with an agile or finesse weapon, or agile or finesse unarmed attack. You deal 2 additional precision damage and then 2d6. You just have to declare.
Sounds very complicated.
Okay, in short, you need to have panache and a weapon that a rogue would use.
Yeah.
Then you can use your finishing move.
Cool.
There
Thank
you
you.
All right.
I don't think a bastard sword would count. But thank you.
Question. I've just been looking through Nethys for the rules for the Summoner Dedication in Eidolons. I can't find it. I'm pretty sure last time we did this Trill, I had to use an action to sustain the summoning for the Eidolon. Is that correct?
No. So it's one action. You spend one action to get 2 actions out of your familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Do I have to do it in any particular order, or can I use 2 actions and then
Yeah,
Instruct
you
the
yeah.
familiar.
Whichever order you use. You would.
Very good.
Yeah.
Right. In that case, I will instruct the Binky mentally because he doesn't want to acknowledge any kind of connection to this horrible beastie, and he wants Binky to run over to here, please,
Okay.
and attack.
Okay.
Can't remember what different attacks he's got because I can't see him.
Yeah, let me see.
How come he's small instead of medium?
That's just how it is, I guess.
No, it's weird because on the summoner thing it said small or medium. Never mind.
It's a mini. Let's see.
I don't think it affects his attack strength, does it?
Well, should have targeted. It does hit. Creature. But I need to. For some reason, it didn't come with Pinky's normal stuff. So 1 second. Let me. I think. Okay. Let's see. I'll take the. I'll just mimic the one. What's the damage on this? Should it be that much? That seems like a lot. Did he? Yeah, we have to get this this familiar set up properly because right now it doesn't have any of the damage or anything like that. But I think this is the baseline. So, yeah, so it'll bite into the sea devil, kind of grabbing it by the leg and kind of shaking and ripping every which way.
Excellent. And with Shad's remaining 2 points, he's going to cast command on the sea devil.
Okay, he shot a command that's hard to ignore.
But it's on his. That'll do it. So
fails.
failure. It uses one of his actions. So Shad is going to tell him, "Get down, you dog!" And as in, go prone.
Okay. All right. So for a success. Sorry. So for a failure, for the first action on its next turn, the creature must use a single action to do as you command. Okay. Perfect. So that is all 3 of your actions.
Yes.
And so now it's this creature's turn. You've told it to go prone, so its first action will be spent going prone. I think its second action will be to stand up.
Yep.
And then its third action. I think, yeah, I mean, it's being attacked. It doesn't have much control over its mental capabilities. I think it's going to make a ripping jaw attack against. It's going to look to bite Binky back.
Okay.
It's going to hit. Oh man.
Wow.
This creature is going to just slam its jaws around Binky in like a crushing sound.
Well,
kind of shake its head, throw it back down.
Doesn't Shad take half of that? Because that's part of the Idolian thing. They actually share a health pool.
Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Breach of
Ma-
skills. Let's see. Because of
They
the
might change some of this.
yeah, because this.
Conduit allows you to manifest also a tether between you. You ideally must remain within 100 feet of you at all times. Can't really go beyond that limited force beyond this distance. Reduces 0 hit points. No, it doesn't say that.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything specific about. I thought that was the case too, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't say
that's what I remember from the first time we did this.
yeah. Let me see.
But that was when Shad was a bit more fragile and it was a bit of a risky thing.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was. Let's see.
Dealing is trained on my attacks and unarmed defense. It shares your proficiency rank for perception, saving throws, and skill checks. When trained each of these. It starts with 16 any ability. Yeah, it doesn't say anything on Nethys, but is Nethys complete on this?
Yeah, this is very.
Today is a
If it kills
session.
Binky, it kills Binky. I can always bring him back again.
Yeah, because it does say it does share HP in action. So. Yeah, well. For now, we'll run it as half and half. And then. So I'll bring Binky back up. And. I will throw half your way. There we go. Okay. But yeah, we'll figure out like a better answer moving forward. I just don't know. I can't find it off the top of my head. Or even with a quick look. So, all right. That'll be all three of that creature's actions, and better be.
Okay. I will wait. I hate the diagonal rule. How deep is the water? Would it be knee deep or would I be drowning if I jump in there?
If you jump to here, so these creatures aren't huge by any means. So I would say if you got to here, you would be about chest deep. So here's probably what, like waist deep or so, right? Like,
Okay, so not too impeding. Then I'll be a madman, jump in there, and chase my prey.
fair enough.
I will intimidate it first. Oh, well, I'll try to, at least.
Indeed.
Let's see.
More lies.
22.
Yeah.
I will, like, put my sword into position and grin at it menacingly. And now my strike.
Definitely hit.
Nice. Plus a 3.
Yeah.
Damn, I should have rolled that before.
Without even needing. More than enough. You jump down into the water, you chase down this creature, and you slash at it, cutting open another large wound across the chest of the creature that actually sinks down deep enough to kind of expose the bones of the inner kind of chest area as blood kind of erupts down, and the creature will kind of sink momentarily before kind of floating back to the top, letting go of the long spear.
Nice.
All right. Is that all three actions? So move.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this last one, it's going to use one action to draw its long spear. It's going to get here, and from out of the water, it's going to stab in the direction of Shay, as it has 10 feet reach. Oh, that's right. That's going to just narrowly hit.
Oh, you bugger!
Oof. Shad will take 11. So draw, move, strike. It's over. All right. Deidre. thanks to Binky rushing in, that creature was not able to kind of continue its chase after you. So you've had a moment to breathe behind the little bit of cover that the tree is giving you.
Yeah. Just doing something quick. I would like to spend one action to open my backpack.
Okay.
Then cast Patron's Puppet to come out my familiar to retrieve one of the health potions and bring it up top.
Okay.
And then grab the potion like it was already at top and drink it. I think that's one action then. And with the Patron's Puppet is focus point.
Okay.
thingy. I think that's one action to open the backpack, one action to grab the potion, and then one action to drink it, or?
I would say that, so basically you're opening it, and you're commanding the Patron's Puppet, right, essentially to do the searching and giving it to you.
Yeah.
So I'll say then that, and since that's just a focus, right, that's a free action, you still have 2 actions, so you could drink and then you'd have 1 action left.
Then I would like to drink one first.
Okay. Very nice. Alright. Oh, you had that target.
Traitor.
You healed the creature.
No, I wasn't targeting myself yet. And final action. Where are my spells? Spells, come on. I'm blind.
Spells look like a wand.
Yeah.
Or if you click your token,
Makes sense.
you should see spells in the top left. There should be like a bar that says strikes, action, inventory. If you hover over spells.
It's 2 actions. Yeah, then I'll cast Evil Eye
Oh, right.
on the one. So I'm still staring at him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Evil Eye, so he knows I'm a bit pissed at it.
Fair enough. Somehow, despite all of the debuffs, it maybe it's just too focused on Binky, right? It doesn't even meet your eye, or it doesn't meet your gaze. It is just focused on this strange, almost hound-like beast that's ripping at its leg.
Alright, that's it.
All right. So. Oh. Oh right, yeah. Make the recovery check. Good. You do recover, so good to go. Do you take damage and then recover, or I don't know how that works. We'll just say it. I won't apply the damage. We'll just say that's. All right.
Sure. You don't.
So remove the participant, and it's actually Talif. There we go. All right. Talif. You're muted, by the way.
Hello. Sorry, my Discord closed down as well at the same time. I will move up to Fishface here, and I will just hit him with my loot. One hand.
Does strike. Let's see. Legend it. Yeah, we'll talk about potentially making the loot finesse. Since I think it's like probably like the worst weapon you could probably use as a finesse weapon.
But
Like,
it's thematic, and you know how
it's
much
very
I like
light loot.
themes.
We'll say it's
Exactly.
a very light
But
loot.
so I was just looking through the weapons that were handily provided for me, and so like what counts as finesse? Well, I tell you what counts as finesse: a lion scythe. That's surely not finesse, is it? What else? A dog slicer. That doesn't sound like a finesse weapon to me.
A dog slicer is just a
Yeah,
knife
it's
goblins
just-
use.
Yeah.
Shut up. Whose fucking side are you on? There's a fancy like a light mace. Like surely a lute is not as heavy as a light mace.
All right.
And yet a light mace is finesse, but a lute isn't.
All right. You won it over.
A forked bipod? What even is a forked bipod? What fucking idiot is attacking someone with a bipod?
The base damage of the weapon that you want to turn into a finesse weapon is so low that I'm perfectly fine with it. So
Good.
we'll say that that's your finisher.
I've got a very powerful sword that I'm not using for themes, for thematic reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah? That's only fair, isn't it?
Go ahead and roll the.
I don't know how, Trill. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing it.
It's a 2d6. Dude. We'll say 2d6.
All right, where is it? All right,
Yeah.
let me have a look. Confident finisher, yes.
Precise strike is specifically what you're looking to.
Right, okay, I've got that on my actions. So I like that.
Varan.
You might just have to manually do it.
Oh, yeah, 2d6.
Until I
Yeah,
update
yeah.
the to loot, and then
Gotcha.
in the future, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so take 9 as well as the 4 as you smash the creature finessely.
Finessely.
Yeah.
He plays with one hand whilst hitting with the other.
Yeah, absolutely. You bring it down, smashing it against the creature. And yeah, absolutely. The creature's still kind of focused on Pinky, but as the loot kind of comes down, smashing on top of the creature, we'll say that the loot maybe has like a bit of a like a, I don't know, like the edge of it is like real metal, so it's like, you know,
All I was thinking was because it's made in where am I from? My God, because it's made in Torakan. It's like their special wood. That's
Absolutely.
what they're good at.
Yeah,
It's
so
really, really dense.
really dense. Slams into the creature. So move, attack. That's 2 actions.
Yeah, and then I will. Oh, I'll hit it again. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, the battle loot. Let me see if I can update. So, critical miss. So unfortunately,
No worries.
you don't get that bonus.
That'll do me.
There we go. Alright, yeah, I'll look at it. I'll update it so it works appropriately as far as the math
Cheers.
works out. All right, chat. If you're talking, you're also muted. Yeah.
Sorry, yes, I was. Binky will take a bite of the creature, please. Sheb will use
Alright.
one action to control the Eidolon.
Absolutely. I think you should have it. Definitely hits.
Good.
So it'll be another. I think we did. What did we do last time? Like a 1d8 plus.
I'm scrolling up.
I think it was like 1d8 plus 4 is what we did. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so gnawing down yet again. This creature's in extreme bad shape at this point.
Okay.
Barely
but
hanging
just,
on.
just to be safe, Binky's just going to run back 20 feet in this direction, please. So
Okay.
I think that's
20 puts it there.
yeah.
So disengages.
Yes. And Shad, Shad is not happy where he is. Shad is also going to move away.
Okay.
Away being the operative word. Okay. You know, fuck this. And step back. And what can he do with his one that's left? I don't want to use that yet. Oh, yeah, he's just going to cast shield.
Cast shield. Fair enough.
Yep.
There you go. All right. Well, Pinky having disengaged, I think then this creature will just refocus on creatures in front of it. It's gonna take a bite at Talifer. Nimble dodge, unfortunately, will not will not help out in this time. Talifer will take 14 points.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ow.
heavy blow. And actually I think because it's in a blood frenzy, it's going to just continue on, unfortunately. Nimble dodge unfortunately won't help with that one either. Another 13. And then I think this creature is going to use its last movement, last action. I mean, fuck, it's in a... Yeah. Sorry, Talifer. It's enraged in its blood fury. I don't think it would just walk away. So. It does miss with the last attack, though. Alright. Bedivere.
Okay. Guys, am I gonna risk it? Just say yes or no.
Always.
Yes or no?
I'm not gonna risk it because of that fucking joke. Okay, my first action is gonna be moving over there. Then
Alright.
I'll be using the exploit vulnerability again.
Alright.
Boop. And that in hope to getting that antithesis. Is that enough to succeed?
What is it? It's against the creatures. The 29 was for sure, but like, let's see. Yeah, that's enough to succeed.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I'll strike once and hope for the best.
Unfortunate.
I'll hero point it because the fight isn't looking as good as I want it to be.
Okay. It's even
That's
worse.
a fucking disappointment.
Wow.
But yeah, that's it.
Good stuff. Sorry, you're gonna throw me into a coughing fit. Alright, well, since you've attacked it, you've essentially replaced the last one that was here. It is also going to stab out at you. 29, so it's a critical hit. Oh man.
Oh, that's not good.
Not good. Strikes out. The blood in the air. Seems to enrage the creature in a sense, right? A lot of blood in the air, a lot of things going on. I'm gonna say it drops the long spear. And I think it's just gonna use one action to get close.
I'll react to strike.
Yeah.
At least something.
Yeah, yeah. Oh!
Okay, nice, a crit.
What a fucking response.
Yeah, it's
Low
off
for
guard and I use it. Remember the 3 extra damage.
Yeah,
doubled.
with double, so that's 6, so that's 24.
24.
Oh man. Alright, let's do it this way. damage it, and then add an additional. So it is at. Wow. So the creature strikes you, right? This perfectly placed attack with the long spear that, you know, embeds itself in your shoulder, right? And as the creature kind of pulls it back free, the the blood from the wound like mists in the air and kind of hangs for a moment, and it causes the creature to kind of just go into this wild frenzy. As it approaches, you use that moment, like as it lets its guard down, and because it has frenzied itself in this moment, is just enough for you to get that perfect strike as you slash deep into the creature. Its own blood kind of exploding outwards. It's going to. So if it's a crit, it stops using the action, right?
You only stop actions that use the manipulate trait. Movement still continues.
Movement still continues. Okay.
Sadly.
You disrupt triggering action. The strike doesn't count towards your. Huh. I kind of feel like it would. Man. Make a strike with your disrupt the triggering action.
I'll look it up again.
Oh no, yeah,
I
it
had
says.
to look it up before.
Yeah, so it says your weapon senses a moment of weakness and guides your hand to strike down a foe. Make a strike against a triggering creature with your weapon implement. If your attack is a critical hit, you disrupt the triggering action. So the triggering action was the movement. So I'm gonna say you disrupt that. Yeah,
okay.
the target.
No,
Yeah,
well, I'm fine with that. I'm more than happy.
yeah, I don't think it's manipulated from implements interruption. Yeah, it's not. At least not according to this. Like maybe it says so differently elsewhere, but it says the target uses a concentrate, manipulate, or move action, or leaves a square. Yeah. So then I guess it's final action. So it moved, you interrupted it, and then I guess that wastes its action. So its third action is to just move here, where it's like looking to draw down on you. Deidre.
Yeah, I see Chet coming running towards me, so I'm like, you okay, dear? And I make a quick assessment to see who's worse, Bedivere or Tellifer, who needs the most help.
They're in both harsh circumstances. I would say equal, right? First
I'm
glance.
pretty fucked.
Ah,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, equal at first glance. They look just as rough as each other, literally.
And the creatures they're up against, I think the one that's engaged with Tellifer is...
They're both also extremely messed up.
Yeah. I will go for the one that's near Tellifer and cast some needle darts.
Okay. Which?
It's just
Just normal
one.
indeed. Okay. Make spell attack and shard AC.
Attack.
Certainly hits. Do you have to roll for each needle, or is it like is this the version of?
I
No.
think it's just no, it's just one tight
Yeah.
group.
One type
So
group? Okay.
just
3d4, and Mike Paw's bleeding, so not a critical success, but a success in the way. In any case, so go to roll damage. All right. Damn. Talver, as you slink back from the massive kind of bite the creature is kind of unleashed upon you, you can see the creature bearing down on you, like rushing forward, its jaws open, blood, kind of your own blood, and even the creature's blood kind of leaking out between its sharpened teeth. And just as it's about to clamp down on you a second time, 3 needles slam into it, and the creature is dead.
Thank you very
And
much,
then-
kind old lady.
No. You're
Whoops.
welcome. And for the last action, I would like to command my familiar to crawl out and lend a hand to Bedivere.
Okay. Let's see.
So I don't think lend a hand is in Founding, but it will use its third action to move the 20 feet towards the creature, and I just had it here. It assists an ally in the same space, attacking a foe, crawling over the enemy and grabbing it to distract them. Despite being a minion, it gains one reaction at the start of its turns, which it can use only to aid an attack roll by an ally that shares the hand space. So it will, and it will automatically succeed. I think that's just +1 for attack by Bedivere,
Okay.
if I understand it correctly.
All right. So it'll be a +1 to an attack by Bedivere next round.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not sure if my familiar is seen in the fog, but
Okay. If the creature, if the familiar is seen in the fog, I'll say that in this current state, the fact that Talifer is basically half bleeding out. Same with Bedivere, has a creature right in front of it. Shad, you can roll me a perception check really quick, just to see if you see anything out of place.
Okay.
Absolutely, you see.
Oh yeah.
If you could, Deidre, describe what Shad might see.
yeah, you see Deirdre just pointing the needles toward the creature and felling it, and you see while she's doing that, something is crawling up from her backpack onto her shoulder, looking warily, and you see Deirdre giving a nod, and then the hand that just crawled on top of her shoulder leaps up and quickly scurries towards the creature that Bedivere is fighting with.
Yeah, a disembodied, like a cut off hand from the body, right? So,
Yeah,
interesting
one
for Shad to
thing
see.
you
Probably.
might see is a very small glister of a ring the hand is carrying.
All right. Talifer.
Talifer is definitely going to pop one of these healing potions that he bought last time.
Fair enough.
Why is it not coming up?
You cheated.
1d8.
Hey. Yeah, any little bit.
And then I will step forward and hit this guy in the face.
It's dead already. Sorry.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, for some reason it's
Oh,
not.
is that the one that's dead? Oh,
Yeah.
right. Sorry. Yeah.
For some
not
reason,
sure.
it says it has the status effect on it, but it's for some
Yeah, but
reason
it's not showing up
yeah.
It shows like
Shows
that
it.
for me.
It's showing as
That's
dead
for
for
me.
me, but it's not showing like that on the stream.
on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shall boot the one that Bedivere is fighting.
Okay.
Potion, move, and boom. Oh, it's a free action to drop your crossbow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll drop the hand crossbow and then. Oh. No, 'cause I can't change grip. Ah, fuck it. I'll just strike one-handed then.
Definitely hit. 3 points. Yeah, absolutely. Slam the loot into the back of the creature's head. It kind of knocks it forward. The creature's in a very bad state, just narrowly hanging on.
Can I take back my dropping of the hand?
Yeah. No problem.
Thanks.
Shad.
We're going to go for a nice easy one. We'll target that one. Shad is just going to tip his double forward a little bit, pointing at the creature, and he's going to cast Divine Lance, and we will just go with that one.
All right. Absolutely hit.
Excellent. And
And
There we go.
wouldn't you believe it? Creature. Oh, I'll just change it. Maybe this will work. Okay. All right. Yeah. And just as the creature rears its, it's been hit by Talifer from behind. And just as it kind of rears back, looking to take a wild claw, jawed attack in Bedivere, who's like just, basically just barely left standing. Just as it's about to pounce outwards, you slam into back of the creature with this divine, whatever this energy is. And as you kind of break through the creature's body, it just falls limp, kind of carried forward just a bit by the momentum, so it kind of jumps forward. Bedivere like slams into the chest of your armor, and then slams down at your feet.
And with Shad's last action, he can just turn to Deirdre and says, "You know, it was quite odd. That thingy they scurried over there." And just leave it at that.
Must have been a rat.
And we will end our combat here. So, for now, as you stand and look around, it's, from a few moments of chaos that this battle kind of quickly turned into. As it finishes, the only stuff that's kind of left, the only kind of sounds that are left is the sound of the water, the waves kind of continuing to lap in, and the sounds of your own breathing, labored or otherwise. So I guess we go with Shad first, and then Bedivere.
Because Shad just had his turn, unless somebody is desperately wanting to go and investigate what the hell Binky was, Shad's just going to send Binky thundering off through the undergrowth and then unsummon him.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Bedivere.
My vision grows grey. I'm nearly dead. I'm literally bleeding out 2 turns, so I'm gonna battle medicine myself
Okay.
and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work out, gonna faint.
Alternatively, Shad's got a couple of spells up his sleeve. Shad does have heal, so he could do a group heal.
Oh
Success,
my god,
so
that was close.
Wow. Yeah. A single success. And I'll say that gets rid of the persistent bleed. So, yeah, quickly, we'll say like the way you handle this, the wound that it gave you, you just grab out like whatever bit of like gauze, right, little fabric you can, and just immediately kind of stuff the wound, pack it as much as you can to stop the errant bleeding. As your vision, like you said, kind of blurs momentarily, kind of grays, and you feel like maybe you might be falling off the edge of this dock into the water below, but quick thinking kind of kept you right for now. So, what's next? Deidre.
I will walk up to the. I'll walk up to the ducks and take off my backpack, set it next to me, and pull out some herbs and stuff. Everyone okay? I got some stuff here.
I could use a hand if you can help me.
Yeah.
That'd be the second time you've saved my life today.
Always from the corner you didn't expect.
Make sure you take yourself a trophy, and I promise I'll bear witness to what you've done today.
It's all fine. It's you also saved me by just standing in front of it. So
Heroic.
it's
yeah.
it's It's all good. It's a team effort. Yeah, I'll treat wounds.
Allows you to use nature instead of medicine.
Yeah. Just roll nature, right?
Yeah.
Just treat wounds, but
You're looking to beat a
wait.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
You fail it. So you don't critically fail, thankfully, but you fail the check. But actually, I'm gonna say, if you spend like, I don't know, like let's say, what? How many times can you do treat medicine?
Once an hour, isn't it?
Once an hour, treat wounds.
Yeah.
We'll say, what would the max would be? The max would be 16. Yeah, I'll say that if you spend an hour, you just get the max, like the max 16, rather than whatever you roll. And so I'll say, yeah, if you guys sit here, and Deidre, you kind of go around and kind of really spend the time healing that without having to roll whether or not you succeed. For every hour, you can give a 16 to everybody.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but should we spend the night here whilst Deirdre does her work? Should we just hang around for a couple of hours?
So you want to spend the night here while Deirdre does work on you? Okay, fair enough. Would you like me to take care of these bodies and just I'll bury them off in the undergrowth somewhere.
You can do what you want with them. They're your relatives. I feel sorry for you. So young.
Two of them are floating in the water. The one that's on land is this one.
Yeah, Shad doesn't mind. He's quite tall. He'll wade in and drag one out. The
enough.
one near the pier. He's not bothered about the one out in the lake.
All right. So how much time are we gonna spend here? That's what I should ask.
Yeah, I think as long as everyone's feeling good again and refocused, probably.
My vote is at least 2 hours.
At least 2 hours.
Yeah, Shad wouldn't mind doing some healing on himself. He's at half.
Okay.
Phil, if I cast your mind back several weeks ago, I actually messaged you a DM saying what Shad would do if he was going burying a corpse.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Is he gonna eat it?
Odd.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the group just said, yeah, you go off and bury them. So Chad's dragged it off, and are we happy that he has acquired something from that?
I was gonna offer you to take out the corpses from the water because I'm wet already, but I don't want anything to do with that anymore.
Yeah.
Deirdre would also like to suggest to move away from the water a bit, so we're not right up until the water. But she will leave her backpack there for like 10 minutes and say she forgot.
All right. Fair enough. So we'll say that then for the next 2 hours, as you wait by the shore, so Shad is essentially taking the bodies away, a couple of them at least, and taking them off.
Yeah, and disposing of them.
Disposing of them, keeping the area clean while you kind of, make like a mini camp here, to kind of treat to the wounds and things of that nature. I'll say even though you're doing that, Shad, you could also heal up as well, so it's not a problem. So yeah, I guess 2 hours. If 2 hours is enough to make sure that everybody's back to full, go ahead and roll, or not. Don't roll, but go ahead and heal up to full. Better.
I'd like to tell Shad that he should get me a jaw or something. I think that's gonna be useful. You're killing yourself with the condition.
Listen, all right, okay. I'm just clicking around to see what it all does.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I want a jaw or a few teeth at least.
You teeth.
Did he say that before Shad left?
Yeah, while you make your way over there with the corpses to do whatever, I don't even want to know it exactly.
And Shad is gonna go, very well, okay, fine.
Yeah. There's three.
And,
There's three. So.
he's gonna be a little annoyed. And he's gonna go and go. He will come back with a severed jaw that is full of teeth.
Thank you very much. And I'd like puppeteer it. Not like puppeteer, but press the top and the bottom half together, so it bites. And then just stow it away in the backpack.
Well, it's only the lower jaw.
Oh, so I'll like move
that-
my hand that it looks like bite. Oh, thaumaturgy.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Deidre.
Shed, while you're at that, and I will hand you a vial and whisper in your ear. Can you fill this with some of the blood for me? Thanks. And she will continue with our working on healing the wounds.
It just gets worse and worse. Yeah.
She doesn't even want to wait to respond, so you will just assume because Shed is so happy with the bodies,
Yeah.
it will happen.
And Talifer.
Yeah, just as everyone's helping themselves to bits and bobs of the corpses, Talifer will just be either jotting down or making a mental note, depending, just so that he's aware of what things people have taken, just in case he is ever asked to stand witness to it.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So, so as you all kind of heal each other up, right? Take a breather. Over the next 2 hours, Shad kind of spends that time disposing of the bodies, brings over Bedivere that lower mandible, I guess, right? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
In any case, as time passes.
Talifer might just ask if Shad has taken anything, just so that he can jot it down.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I have no need for grisly trophies. I carry the memories.
Are you sure? I stand witness to you at a telling if I need to.
No, they're horrible, slimy things. Who would want to carry something like that? No, not me at all.
Suit yourself. That's it.
Right. So, we'll just one by one. About 2 hours passed, right? Spending that time kind of patching the wounds, doing as else you would wish, right? The entire time, the waves continued to lap from the lake. Yeah, the waves continue to kind of lap at the water's edge. The rowboat still kind of hangs there, occasionally kind of knocking against the wood of the dock. But for the next 2 hours, everything here seems peaceful, very much flying in the face of the creatures that you just had to lay low over moments prior. So sorry. As the next kind of 30 minutes to an hour, and then the secondary hour kind of passes by, finally you feel like at a point where the wounds have been patched as best as they're going to be patched, right? You have to move forward, or maybe you don't have to move forward. You still have, you're at a point where you could move forward should you choose. Talifer, if you could.
Yeah, just as we're sort of sitting around as I'm being patched up and as this time's going on, can I just ruffle through my pack to see if I know what this island might be in the distance, if I've got a map of the local area or
Nice.
any legends associated with it?
Yeah, I would say for a check like that, because it's not necessarily like geographical, right? It's like
Yeah, and it's not something that Talifer would even really know, I doubt, very well.
everything.
But I just thought maybe he might have a map of the area.
Yeah. Certainly. Yeah, you certainly would have like a map of the area. Roll me I guess just like a society check.
Is it not rolling? Rolling. Efficiency is plus
Let's say your society is just a +6 total, right?
+6. Yeah.
Is it just not wanting to roll for?
No, it's not rolling. It's not doing it.
I can click for you.
Yeah, if you can.
All right.
Yeah, cheers, thank you. That's what happens.
Yeah, I'll give it a little bit of a we'll make the DC much easier so you get some information out of it because that's
No, don't worry about it.
it's an unfortunate scenario. Yeah, it's an unfortunate scenario. So as you look over the map, it is certainly drawn on the map. Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
A little bit better. All right, we'll count that one. It's certainly drawn on the map, but unfortunately, it's not written in. As far as like a name of the island would have gone. But I'm gonna say with the 12, you do have a memory, of this area, right? There is a tale, right, in Volgian culture, of a small castle out on the lake, on its own small little island. As you look out across the water, over the fog, through the mist, the story kind of goes that, at one point, right, some great hero lived out on that island, right, in that castle. Unfortunately, that castle and the majority of the island itself kind of sunk and was lost to, time and yeah.
When you say castle, do you mean castle? Or do you mean like Tor?
Yeah, more like Tor, yeah. Like
Okay,
like
right,
yeah.
cool.
The regional,
Okay. Yeah,
variant
regional variation.
Yeah.
Okay. I might I'll share that with the group as we're sitting there. I'll put it across as more like a folk tale rather than a hard fact.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
let them know that island used to be home to a great hero of these parts. It's all gone now.
Deidre.
Oh, we're still stuck here. Tell us more about this hero of yours.
Sure. He was well. There's lots of different stories about it. This area is very close to Lynn Ward and the border with Phineas, so there's lots of stories of it being some sort of champion of Arthwyr or a champion of Phineas fighting out on the lake before the split between Arthwyr and Thanea happened. There's all sorts of stories. Some say it was an elf, some say a warrior of Ogmuldair. He apparently set himself a Tor up out there. Well, why anyone would build a Tor in the middle of a lake, I don't know. All gone now, though.
Well, this probably wasn't the lake forever, so
It's been
on the large scale could make sense.
the lake's older than Vogmuldair itself. Nothing.
Oh, I know.
Nothing was here before us.
But the rivers travel, lakes grow and shrink.
It's true. I don't know. It's all just ghost stories, I think.
Alright. So as you kind of like recount this tale, right? We'll say this happens at a point where Shad kind of like returns from the foliage, right? Kind of regrouping all four of you together. I need all of you to make me will saves. Yeah, zipping up his trousers. Oh shit, man. That's fucking... Jesus.
What the fuck?
We're not scared, Thrill.
Wow. Shad, just as you return to the group, zipping up your trousers.
There we go. I got him for the session, guys.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
That's as good as
pretty
it's
good,
gonna get.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
Oh, well, that
Right.
was a fine old dump.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. Jesus. Okay. As you four reunite, kind of return as a group, this soft kind of for a moment, the three of you, Deidre, Bedivere, and Shad, like maybe think that, Talifer's kind of pulled out this lute and kind of resumed playing a song. But as you kind of look over in his direction, I would say, Talifer, you yourself, as the sound is kind of drawing your interest as you look out and over the lake in the direction of this small island, and this soft kind of haunting. I'm gonna say it's closer to like a violin rather than a lute, right? So it's kind of got like the strings, the long drawing sounds.
Lutes also have strings, true.
Right. Well, rather than like a plucking sound, right? It's the opposite. Whatever the fuck you call, however you play violin. A strumming, I don't know. In any case, this sound kind of reaches out across the water, and it has this effect, but none of you truly kind of fall under its sway. You feel, even Shad and Deidre, the two of you, actually, you feel nothing at all. But Talifer and Bedivere, the two of you, you're able to fight against it. You're able to stop it, but a part of you wants to just kind of get up and start to make your way towards that sound, right? There is an allure, a draw that is within you, but it's not strong enough to force you, right? Talifer.
I think Talifer might give in to that a little bit more.
Okay. Does he stand up?
Not and sort of step towards it before maybe catching himself a little bit.
Yeah, right at the water's edge, right? Right, just as
And
you're about to
I think
jump
it would
in.
have a sort of power over him, definitely. Even if he's able to resist it, it would definitely have power over him.
Okay, absolutely. So we'll say that you approach the water's edge, but just as you're about to step actually deep into the actually get wet, right? Kind of moving forward. So, Deidre.
Is it something that's known to me? Something familiar, or?
No. The music is very nice. And I guess actually I'm gonna say with the two natural 20s on the save here, I'm gonna say that Shad, you and Deidre recognize the magical effect it has. Like, it has no effect on you physically, but you can. It's almost like you can just, you have like a six, no, maybe not like a sixth sense, like an additional sense kind of telling you that this is magical, whereas maybe Talifer and Bedivere, they have that like instinctual draw, but they're not like head overwhelmed by it, right? But whatever effect it has comes magically.
Yeah, so I'm able to just when Telfer takes a step, I'm also able to rise up a little bit to stop just before Telfer stops out from himself, just to be like, hey, something weird's going on.
Yeah. All
I
right.
know. I'm just listening. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Never heard anything like it before.
Yeah.
Even you?
The music style is not of this region by any means. Like it's got its own unique sound. It's not something you would hear around the fire, at any tour or location within Bogmaldir. Bedivere.
Is that a haunt or a curse? Maybe I'd like to use the esoteric law to recall knowledge. Whether I'd at least put that into a broad category or something.
Okay, absolutely.
So I'm adding a -2.
Let's see.
That's what I do have to do when I recall knowledge about anything that's not a haunt or a curse. So, but if it's one, oh fuck.
Let's see. Yes, that'd be 12 total. A haunt or curse? No, I guess unfortunately it's not either of those. So that's gonna be at the 12 rather than the 14.
But I do have dubious knowledge, so give me those lies.
Yeah, let's see.
Uh,
Let's see.
I can post it.
Yeah, you learn a correct answer and an erroneous. But you don't have any way to differentiate between which is which. Dubious knowledge. Okay, so as you listen, you feel like, yeah, I guess there's two pieces of information about this that you feel. I'm gonna say that you're convinced it is a haunt, right? Despite it being a charming effect, right? You're convinced that something like this only happens when creatures maybe undead creatures or something kind of rear themselves back there, the spirits, however that works, right? This is something that needs to be set free, I guess, in your mind, right? It's cursed. Maybe in a sense it's cursed to the island, right? You just need to set it free, and that'll be, what needs to happen. The second thing is how would I tell you? So I actually want to keep you unsure as well. So maybe it's kind of that one's tough. Yeah, let's see. Because it keeps you out of the loop. I guess you just kind of have to play it, right? Like, I guess I'll just say it, and then you just have to play that both are correct, right? So one is the first one, right? It's definitely a haunt, and second would be that this is stuff like this can manifest itself freely or sometimes associated with events. So you you can't decide if this is like a recurring thing constantly, or if a certain set of triggering actions has to fall into place for this to happen. I think that's probably like a solid way to play it. Okay. Shad. But go ahead.
Shaddy's just going to look up at Hendrik and Telefon moving towards the coast, and Hendrik moving towards the end of the pier and says, "Oh, look, when I went to the boat, it was a bad idea. Now look at these two." But being unaffected by this music, while the other two are entranced by it a little bit, being completely unaffected, does it sound the same to Shad and Deirdre?
Yeah, it's still quite nice. The music is still quite nice, right?
Okay. Would he learn anything with his skill in Arcana?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a check.
Okay, we'll give that a go.
Why are you doing that, Bedivere?
Yeah, I'd like to tell the others, well, we have to get on a boat. That's our next destination. You heard it. And just not elaborate.
Fair enough. Okay. With a 19. Trying to identify this is pretty difficult. Magic like this is a bit weird, especially with charming magic, right? Because there's a lot of sources tied into this style of magic. I'm gonna say that your gut feeling is that this is an innate magical effect. This is not necessarily a like a purposefully crafted effect. Whatever this is coming from seems to come naturally from the creature.
Oh, from a creature?
Or whatever is like kind of creating this, like, you know.
You want me to forget you said creature, Trill?
It's just like a stand-in for whatever created it, you know.
I'll put from the source, like ground sauce or tomato sauce. Okay, so and finally, just in this, Shad's going to say, okay, if we're getting on the boat, you have to guarantee me we're coming back to this point, because I don't think Erasmus is going to do well in that little boat.
Oh yeah, leave the horse behind.
What say
Okay.
you?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. All right.
And Shad will go over to Erasmus and just take his bridle off for now. And put it in a saddle bag that's on him, just so he's not got anything that can catch. He'll repack his pipe with tobacco and a pinch of the special herbs, and says, "Now you look after yourself, and if anybody comes near you, give them a good kicking. You hear me? Yeah. I'd like to see people with balls behind their ears if they came near you. Do you understand?"
Yeah. Erasmus nods.
Yeah.
Fucking horse.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a little while.
Fair enough. So, Bedivere, you start to climb into the rowboat.
Yep.
Deidre?
Get on, guys.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah, so kind of like one after the other, you all climb into the rowboat. And as you, there's a short rope kind of keeping it attached to the dock, right? So the last person on will kind of unwrap it around the dock's edge, and the boat will kind of break away and start to float out into the water. There are two oars. Shad, go ahead.
As we're floating away, Shad will just turn his head around and says, "So, now we're out here. Does anybody know how to row?"
Can't be that hard.
Yeah. Fair enough. Talif.
As we are climbing onto the boat and sort of getting ready, and then in response to what Shad has just said, Talifer will just sort of hold up his lute. Sorry, my hands are full. And he will try and harmonise with the music that he is hearing coming
Okay.
from the island.
Nice.
I'm guessing he wouldn't be able to replicate it, but he wants to try and harmonise with it.
Yeah. Almost like jam together, like a complementary sound.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. Yes.
Okay. All right. Deidre.
Yeah, Dieter will step on board, go sit, and she'll grab out some piece of chalk and do some automatic writing to get some more knowledge about whatever we're boating towards.
Okay. So your hands will be full as well. So it leaves
Okay.
2 oars and 2 people, Shad and Bedivere. So
Bedivere's strong enough, isn't he? He doesn't need us.
Great.
Oh, don't spoil my plans.
Yeah. So Shad,
Shad will say, so Bedivere, it looks like it's the 2 of us rowing. Which do you prefer, left or right?
Left.
Okay, I'll row right then. And while Shad isn't used to rowing, so when we start, Shad is going to row the wrong way.
okay. For a moment, the boat spins in place as both sides are both, not complementary to each other to move forward, right? The boat will just kind of turn round and round before Shad. It takes you a moment, but then you finally kind of realize.
Terribly sorry, I'm more used to handling a shovel. Okay, I think we've got the hang of this now.
Yeah. So as the boat kind of turns again and yet again, it rights itself in the direction of the island. You finally start to row together, and the boat starts to push itself closer to
Come
the
on,
island.
Timothy, put your back into it.
Indeed. So, Talifer, as you play in complement to the music that you hear, as the boat draws closer, the sound kind of grows slightly louder every few seconds, right? So it's at first it was kind of like a haunting, kind of just the edge, but now you're kind of getting much more of the full tone of the music as it kind of washes over you. And you're able to, without having to make a check, you're able to play. It feels like, for you, it feels like you are at your best, right? Mm-hmm. Like, as you play in complement, like, it's without even having to think, right? Like, your head is, like, not totally into it. You don't have to completely focus on it, but the best that you've ever played might be happening as you sit in this boat, draw ever closer to the island. As you continue to kind of strum along, adding these complementary notes. Yeah, I would say that it's obvious, at least to Bedivere and Shad, who aren't kind of preoccupied mentally, that, I mean, you're really playing right now. Like, you're this is a masterful performance from you.
It's like watching Prince play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is Purple Rain.
Smoke on the water.
Yeah. As far as Deidre, you kind of lose yourself, right? Like, you open your mind to the possibilities, the answers around you, and maybe with your eyes closed, you can hear the music going, and your hand just kind of like slowly continues to move along in that circular moment. We'll take 10 minutes, so as you kind of draw closer, despite obvious, I guess, to anybody looking, but not to you yourself, as you get closer to the island, circular motions, right? The circles that you're drawing tend to get a bit more erratic as something of an answer is making its way through your mind. Shad.
Shad's going to say to Bedivere, you know, he's doing very well on that thing. He's really strumming away. He's really got the rhythm going, and it'd be great if it wasn't for all the crotch thrusting.
Yeah. For all the crotch thrusting. Yeah. So, continuing to make your way across the water. You don't have to make any checks. You're able to just freely do this of your own kind of volition as you continue to row, two of you, drawing ever closer, the sound, becoming more. And I'm going to say as you get closer, that allure, that drawing feeling, Bedivere in particular, it is almost getting irresistible, right? Like, you're like, if you were just a little bit like weaker to this, you might already be in the water, like just rushing to get there as fast as possible. But you're able to kind of just keep that mental control, although it's like right on the edge. Go ahead, Bedivere.
That's not unsettling at all. I mean, that's what the thrill of the hunt is.
Yeah,
Like determination and not breaking a sweat. At least I try to, and like make my way over there.
fair enough. Yeah. Talifer.
I'd say while still sort of maintaining his control on it, Talifer would sort of squeeze his way to the front of the boat, so he's right at the front now, sort of standing, playing into the oncoming mission.
Yeah, like George Bush, or not George Bush, Jesus Christ.
George
Washington as they cross the Delaware. Yeah,
exactly like George Bush crossing the Delaware.
George Bush,
Yeah,
Jesus,
with his book upside down.
That's George Bush Jr. George Bush Senior is definitely what Trill meant.
Yeah. Yes, George Washington crossing the Delaware. That's what it meant. All right.
That's it. They take your American card away now, mate.
Yeah. I'm fucked.
You're no longer an American citizen.
Actually, I don't know. If I think it's George Bush, maybe I'm an ultra American. You know, they give me the boost. You know,
that's true.
So, you cross this.
Rule three.
Yeah. You cross this water. And yeah, as the edge of the boat finally reaches land, I mean, at this point, it's for Talifer and Bedivere. I'm gonna say that you maintain control because you did not fail the check, but it's like an itch in your mind, just rush forward, right? To like just to just run ahead. But you know logically, you know that that's just a bad idea, and so you're able to just hold on to that little bit of self control. Yeah, Bedivere, yeah, you definitely row a bit more enthusiastic, right? You kind of like, come on, you put a bit more to it, and just as the boat hits on land, on the opposite side as you hit onto the island, Deidre, your automatic riding kind of finishes up, and you kind of break out of this almost like this trance, right? This bit that you're able to kind of regain self-control. You kind of look around like a bit disheveled, and you look down at the paper to see what message has been given to you. And I think that's a good place to pause, and we'll pick up here next time, next week. So, sorry. Thank you all for playing. I'm gonna go ahead and sign on the stream, so just give me a few moments, and I'll be right back. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for watching. Sorry about that. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Sorry, I'm seeing messages in the Discord. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a good day or a good evening, depending on where you are in the world. We'll be back this Wednesday, just kind of like a chill hangout stream. As we kind of get back into the mix of things. And yeah, so let's see. All right. Sorry, there's a compromised account in the Discord. In any case, we'll be back this Wednesday. Happy to finally be back with both campaigns going. Kind of getting back into the swing of things as we continue these campaigns. So, thank you all. It's been a bit of a break between these because life got in the way. And yeah, so hope you all have a good one. Maybe we'll see you next time. If not, we'll see you when we see you. And hope you all have a good day. Peace.